tonight's bedtime live, we will read some poetry. This one is called My Mind to Me a Kingdom Is. My mind to me a kingdom is. Such present joys therein I find, that it excels all other bliss that earth affords or grows by kind. Though much I want which most would have, yet still my mind forbids to crave. No princely pomp, no wealthy store, no force to win the victory, no wily wit to salve a sore, no shape to feed a loving eye. To none of these I yield as thrall, for why? My mind doth serve for all. I see how plenty surfeits oft, and hasty climbers soon do fall. I see that those which are aloft, mishap doth threaten most of all. They get with toil, they keep with fear, such cares my mind could never bear. Content to live, this is my stay. I seek no more than may suffice. I press to bear no haughty sway. Look what I lack, my mind supplies. Lo, thus I triumph like a king, content with that my mind doth bring. Some have too much, yet still do crave. I little have, and seek no more. They are but poor, though much they have, and I am rich with little store. They poor, I rich. They beg, I give. They lack, I leave. They pine, I live. I laugh not at another's loss. I grudge not at another's pain. No worldly waves my mind can toss. My state at one doth still remain. I fear no foe, I fawn no friend. I loathe not life, nor dread my end. Some weigh their pleasure by their lust, their wisdom by their rage of will. Their treasure is their only trust, a cloaked craft, their store of skill. But all the pleasure that I find is to maintain a quiet mind. My wealth is health and perfect ease, my conscience clear by chief defense. I neither seek by bribes to please, nor by deceit to breed offense. Thus do I live, thus will I die. Would all did so as well as I. It was by Sir Edward Dyer. My mind to me a kingdom is. The Inner Man by Plato. Beauty depends on simplicity. I mean the true simplicity of a rightly and nobly ordered mind and character. He is a fool who seriously inclines to weigh the beautiful by any other standard than that of the good. The good is the beautiful. Grant me to be beautiful in the inner man. The Noble Nature by Ben Jonson. It is not growing like a tree in bulk doth make man better be, or standing long an oak 300 year, to fall a log at last, dry, bald, and sere. A lily of a day is fairer far in May. Although it fall and die that night, it was the plant and flower of light. In small proportions we just beauties see, and in short measures life may perfect be. This is Ben Jonson, The Noble Nature. Brooke, yes, I am glad you caught me too. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening. I'm assuming it's evening where you are. Sometimes I'll have someone that's like, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. Hey, what's going on, Max? Max 21K5B4. I don't know if that's your real name. Doing some poetry before bed. Oh, Sea Fever by John Masefield. Biloxi. Okay, I'm straight north of you, about 4 hours. Chickens are not well. That is a very sad story, actually. All right. Okay. So, Sea Fever. Now, I love poetry. I love being introduced to poetry because, I mean, there's tons of poems I've never read. So, if you can think of one um, and you want to hear it, why, let me know. And if I have it about me, I'll read it. And if not, I'll say I'm sorry and we'll read something else. Yeah, it was a tough. Chicken. Everything likes chicken. I'll just put it that way. It's not just people. Everything likes chicken. Sea Fever by John Masefield. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick and the wind's song and the white sails shaking and a gray mist on the sea's face and a gray dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. That was John Masefield, Sea Fever. Crin something. Yes. This is just from a collection of classic poems. So they go from probably Shakespeare, maybe a little earlier, maybe Christopher Marlowe, Edmund Spenser, all the way up to probably Robert Frost is probably the latest in this book. Ring Out Wild Bells by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Yeah, poetry's good. Poetry's a good thing. It helps you. It helps you know somebody thought whatever you're going through, someone else went through at some point. Have a great night. Ring Out Wild Bells by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Ring out, wild bells, to the wild sky, the flying cloud, the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out, wild bells, and let him die. Ring out the old, ring in the new. Ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false, ring in the true. That's a good one. Good one, good one. Here's one called The Human Touch by Spencer Michael Free. 'Tis the human touch in this world that counts, the touch of your hand in mine, which means far more to the fainting heart than shelter and bread and wine. For shelter is gone, and when the night's o'er, the bread lasts only a day, but the touch of the hand and the sound of the voice sing on in the soul alway. The Human Touch. Hey, Karen, how's it going? Max, how's it going? Gold Not Forever. Is that, I'm not sure what you mean. Is that a title? Here's one called I Am by John Clare, written in 1840s from a mental institution, which is, when you know that context, it really makes it a poignant poem. Check it out. I am, yet what I am, none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory lost. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanish in oblivious host, like shades in love and death's oblivion lost. And yet I am, and live with shadows tossed into the nothingness of scorn and noise, into the living sea of waking dreams, where there is neither sense of life nor joys, but the vast shipwreck of my life's esteems. And even the dearest that I loved the best are strange, nay, rather stranger than the rest. I long for scenes where man has never trod, a place where woman never smiled or wept, there to abide with my Creator, God, and sleep as I in childhood sweetly slept, untroubling and untroubled where I lie, the grass below, above the vaulted sky. Excuse me, sorry. I am a writer. I am a writer, but I don't read my own on these lives usually. I just read other people's. Here's one by Oscar Wilde called Requiescat. How about you? Are you a writer? Tread lightly. She is near under the snow. Speak gently. She can hear the daisies grow. All her bright golden hair tarnished with rust, she that was young and fair, fallen to dust. Lily-like, white as snow, she hardly knew she was a woman, so sweetly she grew. Coffin board, heavy stone, lie on her breast. I vex my heart alone, she is at rest. Peace, peace she cannot hear, lyre or sonnet. All my life's buried here, heap earth upon it. Yes, I have a book. It's just an instruction book, How to Be a Voice Actor, it's called. And it's just for people that want to learn to voice act. I just sort of tell them how I did it, but it's not really a piece of art. It's written so that people can understand it, not be wowed by how good the writing is, because it's just real straightforward. Here's one by John Donne called Death, Be Not Proud. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and soul's delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well and better than thy stroke. Why swellest thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Good one by John Donne. All right, so let's see who knows their classic literature here. You get a point if you know the writer. You get a second point These are purely arbitrary points, but points are nice to have. A second point, if you know the name, or the number, I should say. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. 1 point for Brooke. It is Shakespeare. Good job. All right. Anybody know who wrote this one? She walks in beauty. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow, excuse me, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. Good job, that is Lord Byron. 21, it is not 21, it is, it actually didn't say it on there. I think it's, I always get 18 and 116 mixed up, and I don't know why, but it's one of those. I think it's 116. Yeah, I think. So, Brooke, you got 2 points tonight. All right, how about this one? See who knows this. When you are old and gray and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read, and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face, and bending down beside the glowing bars murmur a little sadly how love fled, and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. That was William Butler Yeats. Exactly right. Great job. You're on Brooks on a roll. You know? This is by someone that I've really started to really enjoy her poetry, I don't know, in the last couple of years. Who has seen the wind? Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow their heads, the wind is passing by. That is Christina Rossetti. Where'd my pen go? There it is. I didn't see your comment. Yeah, that is Christina Rossetti, yes. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Lucy, how's it going? Well, that's a good favorite. Rossetti's a definite, good, solid favorite. And yep, William Blake. This is one of my favorite poets right here. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new-mown mead. That is the grasshopper's. He takes the lead in summer luxury. He's never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, from the stove there shrills the cricket's song, in warmth increasing over, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. This is John Keats. This is if that was it yes, Keats. So yeah, if that's what you thought of, then yes, your English teacher would be proud. I'm proud. You should be proud. Great job. Here's one called Delight in Disorder by Robert Herrick. A sweet disorder in the dress kindles in clothes a wantonness, a lawn about the shoulders thrown into a fine distraction, an erring lace which here and there enthralls the crimson stomacher, a cuff neglectful and thereby ribbons to flow confusedly, a winning wave deserving note in the tempestuous petticoat, a careless shoestring in whose tie I see a wild civility. Do more bewitch me than when art is too precise in every part. I like that. Don't gotta be perfect. Here is one called What Is to Come. Yeah, Herrick, the second one, the second one you spelled there is how it's spelled in my book. I'm not familiar with them, so I'm just assuming they got it right, but yeah. Minecraft Martin, what's going on? I hope you're having a good night. I hope you're getting some rest. Poetry's a great way to do that. All right, William Ernest Henley. Bonus point if you know what else he wrote that's kind of famous. What is to come, we know not. But we know that what has been was good to show, better to hide, and best of all, to hear. To bear, sorry, and best of all, to bear. We are the masters of the days that were. We have lived, we have loved, we've suffered. Even so, shall we not take the ebb who had the flow? Life was our friend. Now if it be our foe, dear, though it spoil and break us, need we care what is to come? Let the great winds their worst and wildest blow, or the gold weather round us mellow slow. We have fulfilled ourselves, and we can dare and we can conquer, though we may not share in the rich quiet of the afterglow, what is to come. William Ernest Henley. He wrote one called Invictus that is very well known. This one is by Robert Louis Stevenson, and it's called Gather Ye Roses. Anybody know what a famous book that Robert Louis Stevenson is famous for writing? But here's one of his poems. Gather ye roses while ye may, old time is still a-flying. A world where beauty fleets away is no world for denying. Come lads and lasses, fall to play, lose no more time in sighing. The very flowers you pluck today, tomorrow will be dying. And all the flowers are crying, and all the leaves have tongues to say, gather ye roses while you may. It's a good one. He did write Treasure Island. Great job. And I've recorded that one with All the Pirates Are Southern, and I'm editing it right now. So hopefully I'll get it posted here soon. I have not seen that Muppet movie actually, but I've heard that it's very good. Excuse me. Sorry, gosh. This one is called Glycine's Song, and it's by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who has a phenomenal epic poem, very well known, called, anybody? Samuel Taylor Coleridge. A sunny shaft did I behold, from sky to earth it slanted, and poised therein a bird so bold, sweet bird, thou wert enchanted. He sank, he rose, he twinkled, he trolled within that shaft of sunny mist, his eyes of fire, his beak of gold, all else amethyst. And thus he sang, adieu, adieu, love's dreams prove seldom true. The blossoms, they make no delay, the sparking dewdrops will not stay. Sweet month of May, we must away, far, far away, today, today. I really like Tim Curry. I'm confident that I would love it, but I've just never taken the time to do it, I guess. This is by a lady that. So if I had to go back into time, and I had to like marry somebody from the 19th century, I would go to Miss Jane Austen's house, knock on the door, see if she was there. I would call on her. If not Jane Austen, if she were occupied, not interested, etc., I would go to this lady's house. And let's see if anybody can recognize the writing. Go from me, yet I feel that I shall stand henceforward in thy shadow, never more alone upon the threshold of my door of individual life. I shall command the uses of my soul, not lift my hands serenely in the sunshine as before, without the sense of that which I forbore, thy touch upon the palm. The widest land doom takes to part us, leaves thy heart in mine with pulses that beat double. What I do and what I dream include thee, as the wine must taste of its own grapes. And when I sue God for myself, he hears that name of thine, and sees within my eyes the tears of two. No, it would definitely be Jane Austen, would be number one. And then number two would be Elizabeth Barrett Browning. For me. Just, going purely off writing. Second choice, that's right. Second choice, Liz Browning. If Robert weren't in the picture yet, obviously, if he was, I would move on to number three. Here's one by one of the great war poets named Wilfred Owen. I just read a book called Muse of Fire by Michael Korda. It's really good. And AJ, what's going on? Doing good, hanging out, reading some poetry. What are you doing tonight? But yeah, this is Wilfred Owen was a very great writer, and he really brought some of the horrors of the Great War to life in poetic form. Here's one that he wrote called Anthem for Doomed Youth. It's a good anti-war poem, you might say. What passing bells for these who die as cattle? Only the monstrous anger of the guns. Only the stuttering rifles' rapid rattle can patter out their hasty orisons. No mockeries for them, no prayers, nor bells, nor any voice of mourning save the choirs, the shrill, demented choirs of wailing shells, and bugles calling for them from sad shires. What candles may be held to speed them all, not in the hands of boys, but in their eyes shall shine the holy glimmers of goodbyes. The pallor of girls' brows shall be their pall, their flowers the tenderness of patient minds, and each slow dusk a drawing down of blinds. Well, I did ask, and whatever you said got blocked by my little decency bot, so I don't know what you're talking about. Must have been something awful. This one is called Miss You. I miss you in the morning, dear, when all the world is new. I know the day can bring no joy because it brings not you. I miss the well-loved voice of you, your tender smile for me, the charm of you, the joy of your unfailing sympathy. The world is full of folks, it's true, but there was only one of you. I miss you at the noontide, dear. The crowded city street seems but a desert now. I walk in solitude complete. I miss your hand beside my own, the light touch of your hand, the quick gleam in the eyes of you, so sure to understand. The world is full of folks, it's true, but there was only one of you. I miss you in the evening, dear, when daylight fades away. I miss the sheltering arms of you to rest me from the day. I try to think I see you yet, there where the firelight gleams. Weary at last, I sleep, and still I miss you in my dreams. The world is full of folks, it's true, but there was only one of you. That's so sweet. Here's one. So if you know it, let me know. Brooke, I know that you know this one. I know that you know this one. Oh, Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near. The bells I hear. The people all exulting. While follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh, heart, 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 oh, the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribboned wreaths, for you the shores are crowding, for you they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear Father, this arm beneath your head, is it some dream that on the deck, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My Captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. He has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells, but I with mournful tread walk the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Uncle Walt, that's right. Good job. Where do you personally cut off as classics? I mean, I don't know that I'm in any position to call something classic or not. I mean, because it also depends on who wrote it. Like, I wouldn't think of, the let's say, I don't know, once you get in the 1900s, I think there's some classic writer, T.S. Eliot, let's say, but, Ezra Pound or Yeats or, people like that, Frost. Some people might not consider him that. I probably would. I don't know. I don't have any hard, fast rules for it. If I say classic, I usually mean somebody that's pretty well known. And that's kind of what I mean by it. Even if, whether I like it or not, if it's like, oh, everybody knows T.S. Eliot, then I would consider him kind of classic. Whereas somebody like Adrian Bell, who is not I wouldn't consider him classic, but he was one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, in my opinion. He wrote a trilogy, the first of which is called corduroy. The guy, British soldiers used to. It was written in the 30s. Um, they would the descriptions of rural farm life um, is so amazing that they would carry it abroad when they were fighting in World War II. They would take that book a lot of the time because it reminded them of home because the descriptions are so exquisite of the English countryside, rural, pastoral countryside. So it kind of just depends. I would say classic has more to do with popularity in some cases anyway. Langston Hughes is great. I really like his stuff. My favorite one of his. Here I sit with my shoes mismated. Lord of mercy, eyes frustrated. That's good. That's like every day of my life. I think the title of that one's called Mondays, but that's just every day for me. I feel that one. Do you like country music? I would say that's kind of I would need to. It's hit or miss with me. If it's actual country music, yeah, I like it pretty well. Some of it anyway. But a lot of the stuff that they call country music really isn't country. It's more sort of a hybrid conglomeration of several different genres, and it's not whatever. Some of the newer stuff, I don't really like the way it sounds. I like a lot of Toby Keith stuff. I like a lot of Toby Keith. He was a great American. I like that guy. So here's one by a Welsh poet. See if anybody knows him. And death shall have no dominion. Dead men naked, they shall be one with the man in the wind and the west moon. When their bones are picked clean and the clean bones gone, they shall have stars at elbow and foot. Though they go mad, they shall be sane. Though they sink through the sea, they shall rise again. Though lovers be lost, love shall not, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. Under the windings of the sea, they lying long shall not die windily, twisting on racks when sinews give way, strapped to a wheel, yet they shall not break. Faith in their hands shall snap in two, and the unicorn evils run them through. Split all ends up, they shan't crack, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. No more may gulls cry at their ears, or waves break loud on the seashores. Where blew a flower, may a flower no more lift its head to the blows of the rain. Heads of the characters hammer through daisies, break in the sun till the sun breaks down, and death shall have no dominion. What, which, who are you talking about with classic? Langston Hughes being classic, is that what you meant? Yeah, I mean, and also when I say classic, I do think of more like somebody a long time ago, like Austin or something, Keats, Byron. But I would consider Langston Hughes a classic, you know, what do you call it? Harlem Renaissance poet. Yes, Dylan Thomas. But also, I'm a complete layman. I just like poetry. I'm not like a professor or something. I haven't studied it academically. I just like it. Ella Wheeler Wilcox. With every rising of the sun, think of your life as just begun. The past has shrived and buried deep all yesterdays. There let them sleep. Concern yourself with but today. Woo it and teach it to obey. Your wish, to obey your wish and will. Since time began, today has been the friend of man. You and today, a soul sublime, and the great pregnant hour of time, when God between to bind the twain, go forth, I say, attain, attain. I would say since probably 2008. That's kind of when I really started getting into literature and stuff. George Eliot, At Set of Sun. What was, I forget, this is the pen name. Somebody tell me the name of the lady's name. George Eliot. Anyway, we'll read her poem. If you sit down at set of sun and count the acts that you have done, and counting find one self-denying deed, one word that eased the heart of him who heard, one glance most kind that fell like sunshine where it went, then you may count that day well spent. But if through all the livelong day you've cheered no heart by yea or nay, if through it all you've nothing done that you can trace that brought the sunshine to one face, no act most small that helped some soul and nothing cost, then count that day as worse than lost. Marianne Evans, thank you very much. Edgar A. Guest. Now, to me, he's a classic, but Edgar A. Guest, I don't think will ever be considered a classic because you do not need a professor to tell you what he meant. So anybody that can read can tell manifestly what he means every time. And I think part of being classic is you at some point you need someone you have to be able to pay someone to tell you what he or she was talking about. And you don't need that with Edgar A. Guest, and here's what it means. Here's what I mean by that. Defeat. No one is beat till he quits. No one is through till he stops. No matter how hard failure hits, no matter how often he drops, a fellow's not down till he lies in the dust and refuses to rise. Fate can slam him and bang him around and batter his frame till he's sore, but she can never say that he's downed while he bobs up serenely for more. A fellow's not dead till he dies, nor beat till he no longer tries. Edgar A. Guest. Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of my absolute favorite poets. I love his poetry. And he was a prolific writer. Like he wrote a lot of poems. Truth by Ben Jonson. Truth is the trial of itself and needs no other touch. And purer than the purest gold, refine it ne'er so much. It is the life and light of love, the sun that ever shineth, and spirit of that special grace that faith and love defineth. It is the warrant of the word that yields a scent so sweet, as gives a power to faith to tread all falsehood under feet. Ben Jonson. Let's see. I am about... Oh, how about we'll end with this one? Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. All right, well, that was a good time. I appreciate hanging out. Appreciate you hanging out. Brooke, great to see you, quiz you, get them all right. Help me out on authors' names. Thank you very much. And yeah, great time. It's always fun reading poetry with other people that like poetry. So yeah, make sure you subscribe if you like this kind of thing. And I will talk to you very soon. Have a great night.